So, you want to be a professional photographer. Well, anybody can take pictures, but not everybody can be a photographer. And what sets apart those people is editing. Let's learn how I do it and what I've learned from other people. So, editing is the part that most people don't take into account when they're asking for a photographer. You can have super clean images coming straight out of your camera, but until you develop your style, you're just gonna look like everybody else. And if you look like everybody else, you're not gonna be getting clients like you think you are. To find your style, I started using presets. I went around to all of my favorite creators on Instagram and I bought preset packs. I didn't rely on them as a crutch, but I bought them so I could teach myself how they did it. When you buy a preset, you see every single setting that they change. You can learn from that and then tweak them to be your own. That's what I've done at this point. I still use some of those preset packs as a starting point for a lot of my pictures. And what people don't understand is that that's okay. A lot of older photographers will tell you to not use preset packs, don't buy preset packs, they're not worth it. But it's okay to use those things. There's nothing wrong with starting off there as long as you're using it as a learning tool. If you're solely relying on them, people aren't gonna hire you because there's already somebody doing that. But if you take that and learn those settings and learn how to actually make your own stuff, you're gonna go a lot further than somebody who solely relies on those presets. When I was finding my style, my main thing is to fix my lighting, which I personally like really dark pictures. Then you fix your color grading, which is how your colors balance with each other. Your blues and reds, your purples and greens, how are they balancing? How are they interacting with each other? What's more prominent, what's not? What do you want to stand out? Color grading is what's gonna actually make that happen. And then finally, I'm checking for consistency. You want your pictures to look the same if they're coming from the same catalog. You don't want a super orange picture in one and then a super blue picture in the next. You wanna have a lot of consistency across the board. For me, that usually comes in the form of copy and pasting my edits. A lot of the time, I'll edit my first picture of that scene, and then all the pictures in that scene going forward, I copy and paste it. Do I go back and check to make sure that they're still balanced in the way that I personally want to see them? Of course. But in order to speed up your workflow, that's a really easy way to start doing that. You don't have to edit each individual picture. You can apply your edits to everything and then go back and make those minor tweaks instead of trying to do every single picture. Because sometimes I have catalogs of 500 pictures. I'm not going through and editing all 500 pictures. I'm gonna apply my preset and apply my edits to all of them and then just look through to see what needs to be changed. That's the fastest way to get your stuff out to clients in a very timely manner, because that's what's most important to clients. They want their stuff and they want it fast. If you can provide that using presets from other people, presets that you've made, just applying different editing techniques, that's gonna set you apart from everybody else and bring in more clients. And then the next thing is the mindset. You gotta have a mindset of you want to be different. If you go in and you're just like, man, I just gotta edit these pictures, I don't wanna do this today, they're gonna come out bad. You're going in with a mindset of this is work. You constantly have to remind yourself why you got into this field. I love documenting people's stories, and that's what I have to remind myself on those days where I really don't feel like making content. I really don't feel like editing my pictures or editing a video. I'm doing this for a purpose, and you have to have your why. That's what keeps you going, because a lot of the time, this profession is not easy, and it's not nice on any front. You have to be willing to pick yourself up so that you can continue doing what you love. And it's not about perfection. You don't always have to be perfect. Nobody's gonna have perfect edits. There's always gonna be somebody that has a critique on what you're doing. But if you're able to get in there and be proud of yourself and be happy about the work that you're doing, people are gonna notice that. People are gonna look up to you because you're doing what they want to do. Even if you don't necessarily feel like you're doing your best, people still want to hear from you because in their eyes, you've made it further than they ever will, even though you feel like you're just starting. So you always have to have that mindset when you're going into photography as a whole, but especially editing. It's the hardest part of the job. You have to have an open mind and you have to have that motivation internally, or you're just not gonna want to sit down and do this. And it's okay to take breaks. I know there are certain people that do editing and they sit down for 6 hours and crank out 1,000 photos. Some people can do that. Personally, I can't. My attention span is that of a goldfish. I don't have the attention span to take that time and sit down for that long. I gotta set it up and come back to it a couple times sometimes. If I'm able to crank it out, I'm able to crank it out. But it's okay to sit down and take that time away from it, because that also can have you come back with fresh eyes and see mistakes that you may have made. So always keep that in mind. So this is how the edits happen. This is what my process is. This is what I keep in mind while I'm editing. And this is what you should try to keep in mind too. It's not always about making perfect content or making a perfect video, photo, whatever you're creating. It's about finding your style, executing that style, and loving what you do. So if you want to see how I execute my style, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Watch the rest of my videos, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.